See how worried your father and I have been looking for you. All of us are called to look for Jesus. And the example of Joseph over the last few weeks, we have been reflecting, especially during the novena in preparation for today, on different elements of the life of Joseph. And each day we've been looking for Jesus through the eyes of St. Joseph. I take great satisfaction in St. Joseph. St. Joseph's not that dissimilar to us. He's a human being from a fairly regular, ordinary sort of family. He's someone who's impacted by sin, by loss, by family problems, by relations that are all over the place. Similar to most of our stories. Mary, we could say, is something similar to us, but Mary is conceived without sin. Mary is the Immaculate Conception. And then you have Jesus without sin as well. Jesus is God, so we can identify with them, but I think we can identify more with Joseph. Mary and Joseph are looking for Jesus, and we're called to always be looking for Jesus. I think to the situation of this gospel where Mary and especially Joseph, they were probably wondering or thinking, what on earth happened to Jesus? Has he been kidnapped? Has he been killed? What's happened? They've lost this little boy. And sometimes we can lose Christ in our lives as well. And that's not because of the actions of Jesus, but that's because of our own actions. We can turn and no longer look. We can no longer search for Christ. But I think the example of Mary, and especially of Joseph, to not respond with anger, not respond with ridicule, to ask a few questions, but then to build a family again based upon that love of God, that holy family. All of our families, we should be yearning to be holy families. And the example of Joseph makes it possible for us to have holy families. There are no families that are perfect, and even you look at the family of Jesus, Mary and Joseph, and there are little hiccups here and there. And that's part of what family is. Take satisfaction in that. Joseph had hiccups, and even Jesus, perhaps as a human being, as a little boy, wasn't as always perceptive to the emotional needs of others. Mary and Joseph are obviously very stressed out by what's happened in today's gospel. They've lost their little boy. So let us yearn and let us work towards being a holy family. Not a perfect family, but a holy family that seeks Jesus in our family, that welcomes Jesus into our families. Let us be inspired by Joseph, who is the foster father of Jesus. He is one who suffers. He gives us the example of work. He gives us the example of a family. He gives us the example of a father who is there for his children to listen and to guide. Let us be inspired by Joseph, and let us be inspired within our own families to build families that are truly families like the Holy Family. St. Joseph, pray for us. On this